Welcome to Barbie Dolls of the Week, or welcome back if you've been here before. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to go over some dolls that I got this week. So this week we went to a local flea market called Gillies in Plainfield, which isn't too far from here, about 35 minutes. And they had a big holiday festival, something, I don't know, holiday weekend. Actually, we went Thursday, so it was more than just the weekend. And I got some dolls that were at a particular booth. Almost all the booths had at least 10% off. This booth had 20% off. And she had a group of box dolls, or whoever it was, and a group of dolls that were not in their boxes, or their box was like partially there. So let me start with the one that I got last, and I'm so glad I went back and got it. Now, keep in mind, when I get things like this, they're not always for me. They're sometimes to sell. So all her dolls that were partially in box or out of box were, with backers, were, I think, $12 or $12.50, and it was 20% off. So in the end, I got each of these for about $10. So this is from the 90s. I'm not exactly sure. It might have been like 97. These are all in kind of gift bags, clear gift bags with some of this stuff in it for holiday festiveness. So, of course, this is Barbie and Kelly at McDonald's. She's working there, and here's the cash register, which you can see. And here's a little tray of fries and a burger and maybe a drink or shake, and let's see what that is. Oh, and milk for Kelly, probably, but it's awfully big. So yeah, there's Kelly, and you can see the McDonald's outfit, which is really in great shape. This is brand new. It's just probably something happened to the outer box. And by the way, there's Ronald himself. So yeah, for, $10 after with taxes, right about $10, I thought this was a great deal. And I would consider keeping this as an interesting piece. But I really decided to sell it, and so it's on eBay now, and it has some couple bids, so it's not going to be here much longer, just about a week, and then it'll be getting shipped out. But yeah, oops, there goes the cash register. It's not attached. There's a piece of tape that holds it, but it's not holding it very well, so I'll get that. But anyway, it's a really cool set. Barbie's got some tennis shoes on that match the outfit for Ronald McDonald, or McDonald's, I mean. And Kelly is just there, I guess, visiting. I don't know. But yeah, it's a cool set. And like I said, it's missing its outer box, so it's just on this backer. But I think it's really nice. And for such a good deal, I'll be interested to see what it actually goes for. By the way, it does have a big old brush down here. I don't think it has a stand. No, it doesn't have a stand. So yeah, it's just what you see. There is a bag, I just noticed, for her food that was, I guess her food was supposedly in. It's kind of small, but it's a bag. Kelly's got red shoes too. By the way, there's some other McDonald's characters on the side that, like Hamburglar, and I don't remember who this is. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know who that is. It's some kind of duck-like thing, or does anybody know what the name of that is? That I don't remember. Yeah, so Hamburglar and whoever this duck-like female creature is. Of course, Barbie's got the blonde hair, the normal blonde hair. She's got her cap on from McDonald's, so I like it. I mean, I really do. I just didn't buy it to keep it. So then the other one that I got that was sort of like that, let's see what that was. Oh, her shoes. Oh, somebody's shoes, but not hers. She's got her shoes in here in the box, but they keep falling, so excuse me, sorry about that. Okay, so Marilyn Monroe from Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, the movie, for those who aren't familiar with it. I'm not that familiar with it, but I know of it. So this is Marilyn in the movie, and that she wore this outfit, so it's actually from the movie. It's Barbie as Marilyn in this case. She does have the red shoes that don't want to stay on, so I'm just putting them off here to the side for now. And then the outfit is a really good recreation, and the shoes are too, as a matter of fact. You can see here in this, right here, and these are just some other pictures of Marilyn, I assume, from the movie. And it tells you some about that and her. But yeah, if you look closely, you can see it's Barbie as Marilyn, not just Marilyn. There are some just Marilyn Mattel dolls, but this isn't one of them. And then this has the sort of embellishments and that you see here that the real dress had. It is kind of long, a little bit long. It has the famous slit that you see here. And I think Mattel did an excellent job on this. One of the things I really like is just the fabric, which matches the dress. Now, you can't see the front, so I assume it looks like that in the front, but in the picture, I mean, you can't see that. And I'm not familiar enough. I've seen clips from this. I don't know if I've seen the whole movie. One of these days, I should watch it. But I think they did an excellent job, and she's just beautiful. So anyway, I bought her to sell as well because I already have this doll out of the box in my cabinet, display cabinet. So this one is for sale, and she too is on eBay. By the way, my eBay name is Rannman, R-A-N-N-M-A-N, on eBay, and you can look me up. Or my link is also in my profile or bio on here. So they did a really good job, and I like, this is one of my favorite Marilyn dolls from the ones Mattel has done. Also, I like this part in her hair, by the way, and the little feathery stuff, which I assume is supposed to be like this. By the way, I just noticed this is the same dress, but in black and white, and you can see the front, so you can see where it has that flesh tone part as well, as this one does. And then, you know, the necklace on top. I assume that's a necklace versus just a... Yeah, that's a necklace. It kind of matches the earrings, but the earrings also have red in them, if you can see that. So, and we don't have to worry about any glare because there is no cellophane with these two. So that's one really good thing about that. Okay, and then the last of the 3 dolls I got from that booth, or that lady at her booth, was this Bob Mackie Holiday Barbie from 2005. Now, she too was on a backer, but I have decided probably going to keep her. I don't have one of these outside the box, or out of the box, so I think I'm going to keep her. I don't know that she would sell for much used, because as you know, the holiday Barbies, as beautiful as they are, some of them, especially like this one, they don't tend to go for much on eBay. And especially out of the box, I would assume. So she's got kind of curly hair in the back. I like that. Look at this. Oops, she's almost falling on this cheap stand. I hate these stands. The one that she came with, I mean. But look at her face. Boy, isn't that just... I love the makeup. Now, personally, I would have liked to have seen her lips a little brighter, a little different shade. But, yeah, we'll leave it as is. I mean, it still looks really good. Love the earrings. Now, again, when we look at these older holiday Barbies, I mean, you know, this is 20 years old now since it was from 2005. They had all these metallic looking embellishments, jewelry, headpieces, etc. And it's just so much better than that cheap plastic colored stuff that we get these days. I mean, it's passable, but I just wish Mattel could at least still do stuff like this. I guess it's just cost prohibitive, I'm assuming. I don't know. But now let's look at the dress or the gown. Again, designed by Bob Mackie. I think it's a really interesting dress. It's pretty. It's not too poofy. I mean, yes, it's poofy, but not extremely poofy at the bottom. I love all the shimmer. These colors here go really well with the silvery look of the rest of the dress, and of course the glittery. And he's got this part here with, what is this, tulle? I don't know if that's considered tulle, I'm not sure. I don't think so. It might just be, is that crinoline? I'm not the best when it comes to fabrics. But I really like this green right here on this. It's like one little pop of green color, which might match her eyes. No, oh yeah, her eyes do look kind of green. She's got that eyeshadow that matches this one of these colors in here, because this is a little different color than this, of course. So, what do you all think of this outfit, this fashion that Bob Mackie, I guess, designed or helped design? I like it. It's not my favorite one, but I like it. And I really do think these maroon or whatever color this is pieces really add to it. And she's got those, you know, in the two spots. Well, this one has two pieces, one that's sort of in the back. One thing I wish is, like in the old days, they would have nail polish on their nails, but they don't. Her hair, as you saw, is curly, or like curly, I was going to say braids, but these aren't. These are really more like twists than braids in the back, which I like, and I like that it's kind of pulled up in a Dream Glow Barbie look in the front. And this part, now see, on the current holiday Barbie, they have something like this just stuffed on her chest, and I'm like, that's just silly looking. But here, on her shoulder, it looks nice, I think. And it's also a little bit 80s inspired. I think, I love Bob Mackie, but I think he is a very 80s inspired designer. That's when he really, really became famous, I think, with things like, well, all kinds of different artists, and Cher, etc. So, yeah, this is a beautiful doll. Now, a couple other dolls I want to touch on today. I got and I think I'll do a more in-depth video on this later, but I just want to show these. I did end up getting the Peaches and Cream reproduction doll, in this case the African American, which, as you can see, is from 1985. It's a very pivotal year for me in my life in several ways. I want to do a comparison of her and the actual one that I have up on the shelf right here. I think I'm pointing to it. From 1985. That's out of the box. But I think they did a pretty good job, I want to say, overall. I think some people have pointed out in other reviews I've seen of this that they wish the box was the same as the original. It doesn't bother me. I actually like the new interpretation just for something different. They do have a lot of the same drawings on... Oh no, that's not the one I'm thinking of. They don't have that on there. It's a different one that I'm going to show you. But they do have this on the back, and of course an explanation. One of the most beloved dolls of the Superstar era is back. So, you know, this is 40 years since this doll came out. And one of the other things that's missing, though, are her accessories. I don't think they included, from what I understand from other reviews, you know, the barrettes and the combs and the brush, maybe. They do have a stand. I see that in the corner here. And I think her face is pretty good. I like it. They have the wonderful Superstar era jewelry. I mean, it wouldn't be... They couldn't have done that without it. So I'm glad they kept that. Okay, so there's that one. And then one more I want to show you. And by the way, I haven't said it, but I'm using my camera in a different setting. I mean, it's the same room, but a different place. And I'm sure you noticed, because you can see more of this wall of dolls behind me. But I just wanted to try a different angle. Also, I'm trying a microphone. Not that I really feel like I need it, but I just want to see if it makes much of a difference. So, now this is the other reproduction I got at the same time, is the, of course, Golden Dream Christie that was voted in last year of the 3 choices for the next reproduction. Is the 45th anniversary of Golden Dream from 1980. She was out in 81, I would say, too. That's when I remember her from, more so than 80, but I guess maybe she was out in 80 as well. Now, This one I'm not quite as thrilled with. I think she's nice. I have the original right up there, and again, I'll do a separate video to compare these two. But this is definitely more orange than copper, like the other one was. The other one is an orangey copper. This is just more orange, in my view. And I call her Orange Dream Christy, which there's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, Golden Dream was kind of a wrong thing to call her anyway, although that was the series, so I understand why they did. But she was really copper more than gold. So, anyway, she was called Golden Dream. This one is also Golden Dream, but she's so much more orange. I mean, you can't find the same fabric 45 years later, most likely. So they went with the closest they could get, I'm sure. And they did a great job overall. Someone said that her face is kind of like a little different. I see that. Also, her hair, to me, you know, the other one, it was not quite as orangey in places. And this one is. Now, this is the one I was talking about where they did a lot of the same drawings, but not all of them, because some of them showed some accessories that aren't included, so they didn't want to put that. This side of the box has none of those. I believe the original has pictures on both sides. And, of course, they have this famous picture or drawing, really, on this side, I mean on the back. So, and talk about her, let's see, Golden Dream Christy is an ode to the 45th anniversary, one of Barbie Doll's best friends. She glitters from head to toe and turns heads in her 5-piece billion-dollar look. So, of course, she has, you know, this cape. In some cases, it can be a cape. I think this is called a peplum. Am I saying that right? I may be remembering that wrong. Peplum, something like that. And then what else? The top is one piece, the pants, and there must be something I'm forgetting. But yeah, they have 5 pieces in her outfit. You know, back then that was so common to have multiple pieces. Like Pink and Pretty is one of the ones that has the most. And she has, of course, as I said, with the Peaches and Cream, the Superstar earrings and jewelry, which hers, as I recall, has a little coppery look inside of it. And the ring. She doesn't have, unlike Peaches and Cream, she doesn't have a necklace because it wouldn't show up. She comes with a stand, but no, not even a brush, which I think is unfortunate. But that's okay. I mean, I have plenty of brushes. But for people who don't, I think they should have at least included a brush for $60, you know. That's how much these two were a piece. So I'm really glad to have them. Originally, I wasn't going to get this, but I just couldn't resist. I think it's nice to have a new version of this because, of course, this is the first time they've ever done a reproduction of this one. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but they've obviously done Peaches and Cream before, but this may be the first time for Christy or the African American Barbie by then that it was called. So, yeah, they both are such iconic dolls from the 80s, and I'm all for making, you know, reproductions of those for people who didn't have a chance to get them like I fortunately did, since I started collecting in early 80s, luckily, so that they can get these at an affordable price, because, as you know, these are very expensive on eBay at this point, especially when they're in the box. One of these days I am going to sell my Golden Dreams Christy, the original from the early 80s, and I've got her box somewhere. I can put it back in and just say it's been out of the box. But, you know, eventually they all have to go. It's going to take time. And that's going to be, like I've always said, one of my main things when I retire is to sell a lot of dolls. Right now I'm selling action figures and some dolls like these that, you know, I buy, find good deals and resell them, or just sell extras of what I have, or dolls that I'm not wanting anymore. I just sold, for instance, my Belk Barbie. I've had that for some years since it came out. I don't remember when that was. And it was for the 125th anniversary, I'd forgotten that, of the Belk department store, I believe it is. And I don't know if that's just in Canada or anybody knows where exactly those were. I know we never had a Belk around here, so. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching my video today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't, and ring that bell for notices of my future videos. Take care, and I'll see you next time on Barbie Dolls of the Week.